So, hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be doing part 3 for what if Naruto had a custom dojutsu. Now, I don't want to waste your time. Let's just get straight into this video. Anyways, last time we left off, Kakashi was just telling Team 7 about the Chunin exams. Now, of course, Team 7 hearing about this had no reason to, say no. So obviously, all of them said yes and said they would participate in the Chunin exams. Now, they all had a week to prepare, but Naruto really didn't need to because, he kind of has like a custom dojutsu that makes him like really strong. So, I don't feel like he actually needs this 1 week to train because it's not going to do anything for him. So, afterward, Naruto and Team 7 meet up, after the 1 week, and they kind of just meet up at the entrance to the building. Now, if you do hear background noise right now, I am very sorry, but there really isn't much I can do about the fact that there are literally ambulances outside my window, or fire trucks. I have no idea what they are, okay? If you hear them, I'm just gonna say I'm sorry. But back to the video. Anyways, they met up outside the entrance to the Chunin exams, and after walking in, all of them immediately noticed the genjutsu being placed up by the people who are disguised as genins. Naruto went up to them and said, "Hey, take down the genjutsu." As they're like, one of the people were just like, "Yeah, why should we do that?" And Naruto is like, Naruto immediately activates his dojutsu as the person is about to go at him. Naruto basically, from his perspective, teleports behind him and holds a kunai to his neck as he says, "Take the genjutsu down." As he's like, okay. As he takes it down and he's like, wow, these batch of kids, there are a lot of them this year. This is a pretty good collection of Genin. Like, a lot of these people might pass. He's pretty strong, not gonna lie. And so Naruto and Team 7 went upstairs where they met Neji and Rock Lee and Tenten. Now, just like in the original, Rock Lee did end up challenging Naruto and Sasuke to a fight, but Naruto just rejected, saying that, if Rock Lee really was worth their time and they should actually fight, then Rock Lee would make it to the final part of the exam where, they would be able to fight each other. But if he didn't end up making it there, then he wasn't worth his time. And Rock Lee, hearing that, was just like, "I will make it. I will fight you." And we kind of know Gaara's gonna beat him, but that's not fair though. Rock Lee did do really well, and it's still one of the best fights in the entire Naruto series, even though Rock Lee lost. Back to the point, Naruto and the rest of Team 7 decide to go into the room where they'll be taking the first part of the Chunin exams, also known as the written portion. Now, Ibiki walks into the room and introduces what the exam is, how it's gonna work, just saying how, yeah, this is a test. Get to work. And he just hands out the papers, and everybody gets to working, I guess. Now, Naruto can only answer like about one of the questions on his own, but then he just uses his dojutsu and literally just uses that to do something very similar to the Sharingan, and just kind of like uses his dojutsu to sort of copy what other people are writing down and just get the answers that way. And Naruto's dojutsu can't make him literally copy the exact pencil movements like Sasuke's does. But what he can do is look at the hand movements that everybody in front of him is doing and translate those hand movements into what that person would be writing down. So he can just tell what they're writing down from their hand movements, and then he can write that down instead of copying their hand movements and seeing what that writes down. If that doesn't make sense, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify that it doesn't work exactly like the Sharingan. But yeah, after that, Naruto gets all of the questions, and Ibiki announces that, yeah, guess what? Well, there's actually a 10th question, and all of these previous questions were kind of just like they didn't even mean anything. And he explains how the 10th question would work, how if you get it wrong, you're barred from ever taking the exams again. And Naruto and the rest of Team 7 obviously decide to stay, while some of the other contestants decide that it's not worth the risk and they'd rather just take it again next year. With that, Ibiki announces, well, guess what? The final and 10th question was actually it doesn't exist. Yeah, you got fooled. I was just testing if you were determined enough to. He does whatever he does in the original, and everyone's like, okay, and with that, they pass. And this is when Anko breaks in through the window, jumping in and being like, okay, people, meet me at the Forest of Death, where we will have the second part of the Chunin exams. And so Ibiki's just like shaking his head, being like, Anko, how many times do I have? And he's just like trying to say that, but Anko's like, listen, you stop talking. Your part is done now. It's time for my part. So you can go home and get some rest or whatever. But you guys, you're coming with me to the Forest of Death. And, well, they don't have much of a choice, really. So, everyone decides to follow Anko to the Forest of Death, where she explains that in this part of the exam, you will get a scroll, and you have to get the other opposite scroll of what you have. So you gotta get the 2 scrolls, and then you can go to the central building and pass the exam. Also, killing is allowed, so certain people might end up dying. Strong ones will probably pass, but remember, there are also weak ones among us, as she throws a kunai at Naruto, expecting him to, kind of get cut on the cheek, aiming for his cheek. And Naruto, just not even flinching, just activates his dojutsu and perfectly puts his finger. Oh no, that's gonna sound too sus. Okay, he basically, how there's like a hole at the bottom of the kunai, a circular hole, like there's the tip of the kunai, and then at the bottom there's like a circular hole. Right as the kunai was coming in his direction, Naruto activated his dojutsu and used the incredible precision that his dojutsu allows him to use to poke his finger through the hole. Don't take that out of context. And just catch the kunai midair. Now, this surprised Anko, and as she's like, never mind, as she takes back her kunai and says, okay, well, just sign this legal contract saying that it doesn't matter if you die, and then get ready by the gates. As everyone's like, okay, I guess, as they sign the contracts, and everyone heads off to their gates. And they're just waiting for the signal to go, as they can hear Anko as she screams, everybody, go, 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 as everyone rushes in to the forest of death. Now, they just keep running, and Naruto immediately activates his dojutsu, scouting the area for any possible chakra signatures or anyone in their nearby sort of area, as he's like, okay, well, there's one team about 1 kilometer ahead. We can go there. That's probably the easiest option. As the team agrees, and they start heading off that way. And it doesn't take them long before they're basically at their target already. Remember, 1 kilometer really isn't a lot. I mean, imagine doing a 100-meter dash 10 times, but then also being a shinobi who can run at superhuman speeds. So it actually doesn't take a long time, right? It's just pretty small distance for someone like Naruto. And they're about to reach their targets as suddenly Naruto feels another presence, one a lot bigger than all 3 of the people on the team they're chasing combined. And Naruto knows that this person is going to be danger, as suddenly in front of them comes up Orochimaru. Now, Orochimaru is, going after Sasuke's dojutsu, but then after just taking a glance at Naruto's eyes, Orochimaru just says, "Oh, so I see you have one too. You know what? Sasuke might be my main option, but I feel like you might be just as strong." As Orochimaru is definitely intrigued by this dojutsu, as he immediately rushes in at Naruto. But Naruto is fast, and by fast, I mean he's very fast, as he rushes at blinding speeds towards Orochimaru, doing the perfect moves at the perfect times to exactly counter anything he's doing, and manages to find the perfect moment to exactly punch Orochimaru in the gut, sending him flying backwards. Now, Naruto doesn't waste this opportunity like any other anime character would, but instead, while Orochimaru is flying in the air, Naruto dashes behind him, as he does something incredibly similar to the Leaf Hurricane, just without, the Rock Lee, bandages or whatever they're called. So he does that as he goes behind Orochimaru and literally kicks him straight into the ground. And Orochimaru's like, interesting. As he immediately attempts to put everyone in under a genjutsu, as Sasuke and Sakura immediately feel themselves unable to move. And they all just stand stunned in place as Sasuke stabs himself in the knee to overcome the fear with pain and is able to move again, as he also carries Sakura to safety. But Naruto, he's unaffected. His dojutsu naturally protects him from nearly all genjutsus, as Orochimaru is impressed. And he comes in, rushing in at Naruto again, going in again and again and again. And Orochimaru starts to realize that he is not going to win against Naruto. He's just incredibly smart and efficient, and his movements he's playing defensively in a way that it's very unlikely for Orochimaru to be able to win this battle, especially without causing enough of a commotion that a bunch of Jonins show up to try and fight him as well. So Orochimaru decides to do the only sensible thing possible: put the curse mark and go away. As Orochimaru waits for the perfect opportunity, as finally he manages to extend his neck and bite into Naruto. Naruto tries to escape, but by that point it's too late, and Orochimaru manages to bite down on Naruto's neck, while at the same time Naruto uses his kunai to literally cut off Orochimaru's neck. Now, this basically kills this body of Orochimaru, although just being killed by, having his neck cut off instead of, some other way, this is pretty easy for Orochimaru to come back from. And because of that, he'll probably come back by the time the Konoha Crush happens, but I might change that, so don't be surprised if that doesn't happen. But Naruto ends up killing Orochimaru, but Orochimaru also ends up placing a curse mark on Naruto, although it's a weakened version, since Orochimaru wasn't able to completely add it in. But at the same time, even this weakened curse mark slowly tries to, take over Naruto's body, just kind of taking over Naruto's consciousness. I'm not even gonna try to say that. But as it tries to do that, it gets interfered by something, as suddenly the curse mark starts bubbling as it slowly disintegrates. Because what happened is Naruto and Kurama's chakra were basically able to repel and get rid of the influence of the curse mark, basically ejecting its dark chakra from Naruto's body. And with that, all of Orochimaru's efforts basically became pointless. And with that, Naruto took Orochimaru's scroll and ended up going to the finish line with Team 7 passing. After this, that one proctor that continues to cough all the time for practically no reason announces that since too many people passed, they're going to have preliminary rounds, and explains how in the preliminaries they are going to have to fight the others, and just they're going to have to fight each other, and the loser is eliminated and the winners pass. Now, every fight here goes the exact same as canon, basically, with the only actual changes being Sasuke's fight and Naruto's fight. Sasuke still wins with, because, he doesn't even have his curse mark limiting him now, so he absolutely destroys, I think his name is Yoroi, I don't know, that guy who can steal chakra, so Sasuke easily wins. Now, Naruto's match changes a lot from the original, because in the original, it was this really high intensity, very high difficulty match between Kiba and Naruto trying to prove himself. This is just Naruto. Welcome to Naruto absolutely destroys Kiba, where Kiba comes onto the area being like, yeah, this is my chance to prove myself. I'll show I'm stronger than Naruto. Thinking that, being like, oh, now I'll prove myself to everyone. But he immediately goes in with a fang over fang right at Naruto. And in the first one, Naruto just uses his dojutsu to analyze the attack, looking at how it works, and basically dodging out of the way. As Kiba's like, how did you dodge it? As Naruto says, well, I noticed a fatal weakness in your attack. I was able to exploit it to simply dodge your attack. As Kiba gets mad and rushes in once again with fang over fang at Naruto. And Naruto says, you want me to prove my point? Well, okay then. As he dashes in at the fang over fang, as all he does is he shoots a lightning based jutsu at the perfect place inside of the jutsu, at its weak point, as Kiba and Akamaru just fall to the ground, having their jutsu that they have perfected over 12 years at this point. I think that's how old they are, being easily destroyed by a single precise movement. As Naruto stands there and says, well, that jutsu could be improved, but for now, I must win this match. So, here. as Naruto holds a kunai to his Kiba's neck as he says, "Surrender, or I'll cut you." It'll cut you with this kunai. I literally just messed up that line, but Kiba, not wanting to die, is like, yeah, I surrender. And with that, Naruto's like, okay, well, that was easy, as he hops back onto the stage. All of the other matches go the exact same, and the proctor says that they have actually now 1 month to get ready and train for the final part of the Chunin exams. Now, this is when Naruto decides to, go get some time in the hot springs, because, he feels like he needs a bit of rest, especially after that fight with Orochimaru, so he decides to go to the hot springs. And there he sees Jiraiya. Now, the whole encounter happens where Naruto's like, "What are you doing peeking into the hot springs like that?" And Jiraiya's like doing research, and they have their whole conversation where Jiraiya's like, "I'm the Toad Sage," and Naruto's like, they have that conversation. I'm not gonna go over it. I'm just not, okay? Deal with it. And after all of that happens, basically Jiraiya recognizes this to be Naruto, his Minato's son. And he's like, "Yeah, you want me to train you?" As Naruto's like, "Well, I mean, you are one of the legendary Sanins, I don't know, I guess." And Naruto being a lot more mature, I guess, in this what if, Jiraiya actually ends up telling him about who he is, his parents, and, all of that stuff. As Naruto's like, "Oh, wow, that's actually pretty cool. That's good to know." And Jiraiya trains Naruto for this 1 month, which I won't really go over because Naruto breezes past this training, right? He learns the Rasengan, the Toad Summoning Jutsu, and I think that's all actually. And he learns it so fast because his dojutsu makes him easily learn jutsus. Like, I swear, using this dojutsu, his chakra control is goes times 10, right? Or times 100, I don't know, something like that. So he can easily master jutsus, right? And anyways, by this point, Naruto is ready for the final part of the Chunin exams, as this is where I'm gonna have to end off this video, because yeah. But I am getting so close to 1,000 subscribers, guys. You don't even know. When I reach it, I'm probably going to do a couple movies, another video, a Q&A live stream, maybe play some Minecraft, that sort of stuff. As long as we manage to reach it before the end of the school year, right? So, guys, please help me out. And I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs before the end of the school year. So get your friends to subscribe. Subscribe from your parents' account. Subscribe from your second and third and fourth account. And I know some of you are doing this, and I want to let you know that if you are that person who did this already, I greatly appreciate you. But I need you guys' help more than ever now. So please do subscribe. It helps me out. But with that, peace out and bye-bye.